Hi everyone, welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about how do we get data using the WebSockets. So we've already seen that we can get the data and we saw we can get it using the market data API. But today I'm going to talk about what is WebSocket. So essentially, I'm showing you the documentation page, and on the left side, I've clicked the WebSocket and I've just clicked on the introduction. So when we use the normal data and we do it like a pull format. So we were getting the data and we had already seen, so we were using this market data file, and for doing that we were using this get stock quotes, and it was calling this get stock quotes internally to get the data. And we also used the get market depth, and we had also used the get option chain. Now the problem here is that when we use this, you are using up the limit, because every call you're basically calling that function and it is in turn calling the API, so it will use up your daily limit. So there is a better method which is called the WebSocket method, in which basically I'm going to make a connection with the FYERS API, and the data will be pushed by FYERS automatically. So it's like a stream of data. I don't have to keep running it, or I don't have to keep calling it, and I will keep getting the data at my end. So that's a much better if you are trying to create strategies. So if you want to understand what is a WebSocket in more detail, you can obviously see this. And there are different ways of getting data. So not only you can get the data using WebSocket, we can also get the socket for orders, for trades and positions. The process will remain the same, but the most important one obviously is to get the data. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And to do that, we will be using this general. And here on the right side, you can see the entire code. But if you just want to get the socket data, then we can use the light mode. So in the light mode, we will be using the C#, and these are all the different functions. So you have a function for on close, you have the function for on open. We will not be using this on order and on trade. We will also be using this on message. So essentially whatever are the important functions, I've already copied them. So let me show it to you. So I'm using this file data WebSocket FYERS. And in this one, I've already done the client ID and the access token, and I'm going to call this t.websocket, data WebSocket, which is here. And in this, I am making a connection here. I'm making a connection, and I have to add a symbol. Now always remember that whenever you have to use WebSocket, you will have to add a symbol. And to do that, I have added this Nifty 50. So let's say I want to get the data of Nifty 50. And what is going to happen? So this is called the subscription. So I'm adding this symbol because obviously there are a lot of symbols, right? More than 20,000 symbols. So I can't get data of all the symbols. There's a limit of 5,000 symbols. So I'm adding, let's say, Nifty 50. And then what is going to happen is that internally we have added all these different functions that we just saw in the documentation page. And the idea is that we will keep getting the result. We will keep getting the result on the on message. So basically a message basically means when the data gets updated at the exchange, we get that, and that is what it will print here at the bottom. So let's try it out. I'm going to run .NET run, and let us see whether we'll get the data. So you can see that we have started to get the data. So it is showing me on index. So it is calling this on index. As you can see, this is the one which is getting called. And what is the data? You can clearly see we are getting the current LTP. This is the current LTP right now. So it's showing around 22,402. Let's check it out. And you can see Nifty is around 22,402. So whatever is the current price, you will see that it is getting updated here. So it will keep getting updated. We also get the previous closing price. This is yesterday's closing price. We also get the current time. We also get that today's high. So 22,468 must be today's high. You can see here the highest price today has been 22,468. It also tells me the today's low price, today's open price, and what has been the change. So this is how I will keep getting the data for this symbol. So that is how you can run it, and obviously I will show you later how we will be using this in strategies also. So this is the normal method in which I have used this data WebSocket to get the results. But as you can see, we are getting a lot of data here. Maybe we don't need so much data. To do that, I will only call the light mode. So if I just want to call the light mode, let me stop this. To stop this, we will have to press Ctrl C. And now I'm going to comment this part and I'm going to uncomment this part. So now it is going to call the light data WebSocket. So this is the one it is going to call. And just to give an example, in this I'm using a symbol. Let's use SBIN for example. And now it should give me the data for SBIN. So let's run this now. And now you can see it is showing me the results for on scripts. So it is going here in on scripts and it is giving me the data. So you can clearly see that I am getting much smaller amount of data. I'm only getting the LTP, which is 745 right now. So again, if you see here, the current value of SBI is 745. And as and when this price gets changed, you will keep getting the data here. And again, you will get the change, all those important things. So essentially both these functions are calling internally. So as you can understand, internally they are calling all these other functions, the on open, the on order, the on trade. All these functions are getting called internally, but we still have to add them here. Essentially what this means is that let's say if there is an error, right? If there's an error, it will tell us that, okay, what is the error? And it will try to rejoin also. So that's the beauty. As you can see, it's a very, very important. We are not even using a for loop. So as you can understand, I'm not using any for loop, any kind of a loop here. I am just getting the data automatically. And since all this data, I can extract it and I can use my strategies. Like I said, I will be showing you how that is done. So that's the basics of WebSocket. Like I told you, I've just taken the code from this documentation page. This is the entire code that I've taken. And this is, as you can see, this is the example that we were just showing, and you can use the same code and you will start getting the results. So again, thank you for joining. I will be showing you how to use this in a strategy in the upcoming video. So see you soon.